There's the adventure you envision and the adventure you're given. And our adventure along the Wind River High Route wasn't as straightforward as we had hoped. Every day felt like its own unique journey, filled with laughter, challenges, suffering, confidence, tears, and appreciation for our bodies and minds and what they're capable of, all while being surrounded by endless beauty from all directions. But as a highly experienced backpackers, climbers, and mountaineers, we understand that sometimes nature just hands you a bad hand. And we spent 5 full days on the Wind River High Route, and on the morning of the 6th day, on the last backcountry pass, something went horribly wrong. Sharing stories of things going wrong is always a vulnerable and personal experience. But we were well prepared, even when the trip took a really unexpected turn. The following story is taken from nightly audio journals, as well as real-time videos we took along the way. Quick content warning, there's some mild swearing and talk of injury. Oh my god.
Oh, okay.
This is the Wind River High Route.
Welcome to hell.
Day 1.
Wow, are you 6 days in? No.
No.
Oh.
Day 1.
Day 1.
Please excuse us. We are deliriously tired at this point. We have been awake since 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
Which, if you were wondering, was 16 hours ago.
I feel that. I feel it very deeply.
I'm Meg, and this is
Cat.
How do we even start?
Okay, well, we got up at 4 in the morning and drove to the trailhead because our shuttle was supposed to pick us up at 6 a.m. Bright and early.
Just so you know, it was a $580 purchase.
Yeah, this was not a cheap ride, but we had 19 miles to do today, so we knew we needed the early start.
Yes.
That did not happen.
No, simply put, we're lucky we got a ride at all. We waited at that trailhead for 3 hours.
Yep. Uh-huh. So shuttle shows up at 8:50. It's us and Todd, and then we drove back to Pinedale, stopped for gas.
Kat gets out of the bathroom at the gas station and goes, just so you know, it's been 6 hours and we're right back where we started. We didn't get to the trailhead until 12:30 in the afternoon. So our only choice was to power hike for 9 straight miles without stopping.
Yep.
We did it in less than 3 hours.
Which is really fast.
Yeah. We stopped for lunch.
Yep.
And then continued to power hike for another 3 miles until we started going uphill and had to slow down.
Yes.
And that sucked.
The lake was like a turquoise. So pretty. And with all of the green around it. It was gorgeous.
We really didn't get to enjoy it.
No. I will not remember that aspect of the trip at all. Because I was just head down, keep moving, head down, keep moving.
And then we took our second break.
Yes.
At mile 15 and change, I think.
Yep.
We got to a water crossing and it hesitated.
I was like, can I just have 5 minutes?
Let me tell you, when we left that river crossing, the trail got a little vibey.
Yeah, I just kept being, okay, where is this pass? Because on the map, it did not look far at all.
And I developed a blister on my pinky toe, and then I kept getting more blisters, and I now have 5 blisters on my feet. And I never get blisters.
Yeah, it was a rough climb.
I was half asleep. My toes were killing me. My ankles were hurting.
I'm really impressed because we made it 17 and a half miles.
Yeah.
We're only a mile and a half short of where we wanted to be.
We're kind of in a alpine bowl, working our way up a drainage. There's a little bit of high alpine tundra environment and then just boulders.
Yeah.
And we look up at where we got to go. And it's just all boulders, and I'm not passing this flat ground. I think this is where we live. And by the way, it was 8 p.m. Anyways, we're exhausted.
Yep.
All right.
Good night.
Good night. Day 2 of the Wind River High Route. We probably sound a million times better than yesterday.
I feel a million times better than yesterday.
I would agree. Got up.
A little bit of a slow start on the day.
We thought it was going to be a 14-mile day.
And we were uphill right out of camp.
We continued onwards, and we got to the lovely Cube Rock Pass, Dale Lake area.
Then we went to Peak Lake, which was really lovely. I thought that was super beautiful. It was so blue. We were on the talus or going around it, and then we dropped down into a troll cave right on the edge of the water, and then climbed back out. And then we were in a basin with a lot of wildflowers, and then we started our ascent
to Slapsack. We've renamed Knapsack Cole Slapsack Cole because it either slaps your sack or you slap its sack, or sometimes both.
Yeah, or both,
That was a lot.
Yeah.
The push up to Basin before the Cole was never ending and rather...
Oh, God, that felt awful.
Circuitous.
Yeah. We ran into another dude kind of at the base of the actual climb up to the pass.
And that was actually nice. It was finally flat.
Yeah.
He asked us if we had a GPS, which I thought was an interesting question.
Yeah. I kind of wanted to be Don't you?
Yeah, we were just following Cairns and we were going a different way than him. And I think he was upset about that because we passed him. And it wasn't too bad.
Definitely gave me like climbing a 14er vibes.
Yeah, except for you're only at 11,000 feet.
Yeah, which was nice. Yeah, and then it got looser.
Oh yeah, it was one step forward, slide 6 inches. And very steep.
Yeah.
But we had heard word that Todd was waiting for us at the top. I guess he would look back and see us. We're pretty obvious. We both have the same colored sun shirt.
Yes.
And we're literally the only women on this trail.
Correct.
So we got to the top. It was gorgeous.
Oh.
Everywhere you looked, there was at least 800-foot granite walls.
Yeah.
And glaciers.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
We chatted with Todd, who became our hiking buddy.
Yes.
For the next several hours.
The descent off was
yeah, to put it mildly. Stunning, steep, and a little aggro.
That looks awful. Yeah, I think this kind of looks trail-esque.
Yeah, like right here.
It was never ending. Like when you looked at it, it looked flat. It was not flat when you got there.
Oh god, no. We'll be down in Titcomb Basin in no time, and that was not true.
No, it took us
A while. Yeah.
but it was nice because we had Todd.
The hot part of the day, we were in the beating sun.
The temperature was supposed to be 63 degrees. No.
Oh my god, no. Felt like in the 80s. Yeah, so we took a nice little break. Todd peeled off and
And then we went to the lake and we skinny dipped and it was so cold and so glorious.
oh, it felt so nice. Oh my gosh.
And then we finally made it to the junction, to Indian Pass, which is where we are now,
Yes.
which was our third basin of the day.
Yeah, the climb up here was steady, but it wasn't too bad. I think
So we are camped at the second of 4 technically lakes, but 2 of them are really large.
Yeah,
And we
it's-
had a lovely time at camp.
yeah, it was so nice. I got to organize my stuff, wash my underwear, filtered water for tomorrow. I ate dinner.
Yeah, we stretched.
Yeah, watched a little bit of the sunset. It just feels so nice to just be like, okay, yes, I can settle in, enjoy camp a little bit. I'm not out of my mind exhausted. We're setting ourselves up nicely to start a little earlier tomorrow.
Tomorrow is supposed to be the most technical, tedious day.
Yeah.
We have to go over Glacier. We have
God,
class 3 stuff.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to it. So we're going to get to bed soon. All right, well, we're heading out. Bye. How would you describe our day, Kat?
Oh, we were discussing if this was the hardest 6 miles we've ever gone, and I'm like, yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Definitely top 3.
We had a lovely climb up to Indian Pass.
We did.
There was a trail.
Yes.
It was a nice trail,
Yes.
and it was steady, but never overwhelmingly steep.
We got to the top of the pass and it felt like no big thing. It was super beautiful. And then we descended into what can only be described as Satan's Basin.
It was just loose talus forever and ever.
Yes.
And we had to cross a glacier. I just kept feeling like I was going to send a microwave-sized boulder down. Nothing was solid. Nothing.
Nope.
Everything you stepped on moved.
Yep. And don't worry though, because microwave-sized boulders did fall down today. We're looking at the paper maps and the size of 2 large microwaves, 2 big boulders come tumbling down onto the glacier.
And it was loud.
And we're just sort of like, well,
Oh.
we're going to pretend like we didn't just witness that because that's where we're going.
Yep.
So we went across the glacier. It was cool.
Yeah. There were just like so many little runnels and water just like pouring down the glacier.
It was a unique environment for sure. And it was like pretty mellow. At the end of it was like 30 degrees. It was unnerving.
And it was just straight ice.
Yeah, and we had on running micro spikes.
Running micro spikes, I'm gonna be honest, I was highly impressed. This is my first time wearing them, and I was like a little skeptical, but like, they did great.
And then we immediately got on to
More unstable talus.
yeah, super unstable. The dirt was unstable. Everything was moving, and you couldn't trust anything you were walking on.
It was just so
slow. And like, if one of these crushes you or pins you or rolls on you, like you break a leg.
Yeah.
And
No, it's spooky.
and we get to another snowfield.
And it looked okay, right? Like, not great.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah. I was down to go across it.
Yep. And so we started crossing said
Oh
snowfield.
my God.
And top layer was just slushy enough, and then the rest of it was really hard. I couldn't kick steps.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was slippery because the top was slushy. This was about the time where I think I regret this choice, but I can't unchoose it.
Yeah,
Like, the only way out is through.
Yeah. And so Kat's going along, kicking steps, had a slide. I wasn't moving very fast, but I could not stop myself. So I was trying to like make the X and dig my hands in, and it wasn't working. So I was like hugging the snow to stop. I had to coax myself into standing back up.
You did a great job, by the way.
Thank you.
I was slowly ascending as we were going because it's just like a little easier. If I continue to go up, it's kind of steep and it's right above another Bergeschrund.
Which is the gap between big rocks and snow.
Yeah. I don't want to slip into that because it's going to be really painful. And then I slipped.
Oh my God. Yeah.
It wasn't terrible. It was pretty slow-mo. And then I cursed a bunch and kicked some steps up and then lowered myself into the ditch. Okay, I can go around this ditch and then we can be out of the snow.
So I'm still kicking steps. And by the way, my big toe had a blister on the top of it from the first day. It has not bothered me, but it hurt every time I kicked the step. I was like maybe a step away. I couldn't get any traction to get in. There was like 2 big rocks inside of this thing. And all I got to do is get my feet on those 2 big rocks. They will be so solid and then I will be safe.
Spoiler alert, they were not.
Both of them gave way. I was just dumped in there like a giraffe falling out of the womb. We were both like, at this point, we were contouring to another pass.
Yeah, by the way, this contouring sucked. It was loose and crappy and it sucked. Yeah.
Beer fridge size boulders were moving on you constantly.
Yeah.
And then we get up to the pass and it was still steep and shit.
But there was kind of a trail.
It was 5th class dirt.
Yeah.
And
yes.
we finally get to the top.
Oh my God.
And we were so tired. And it was beautiful. Now we're going to descend down this.
Luckily, it was more solid on the other side.
Yeah, it was the most solid rock we've had the whole trip. We had to make our way to some cliff bands, but we ended up having to drop elevation to gain elevation. Got to the cliff, rode this really shitty talus ridge.
It was just so tedious because it was massive boulders to navigate around.
And then the next thing we had to do was surmount a cliff.
Yes.
So we scrambled up a cliff, scrambled down the cliff, which was actually fun. We came down this cliff, and I don't know what the was going on, but there was like hundreds of mosquitoes.
Just a cloud.
It was awful. We made it to this really awesome campsite.
The lake is gorgeous. It's insane. It's beautiful. The water is super blue. The shore is just some rocks that drop off into deep water. I got to jump in and it was so nice to cool off and be somewhat clean and not sweaty.
We got a long day tomorrow. We'll catch up with you later.
Bye.
Bye. Hello.
Hi.
We have just laid down. We are at Long Lake. I don't even know where to start. Okay, let's just start. We did 14.7 miles today. We did 4,000 feet of gain.
Yeah.
We climbed 3 passes.
Yep.
We're very tired. We've had a really bad day. We get here and it looks so perfect and it was calm, but we have been 30-mile-an-hour winds on and off all day. It hadn't winded in a while.
And then it was, I'm going to bluster.
Yes, and the tent almost legitimately blew away.
It almost became a sail and just went into the night.
We started our day at Middle Alpine Lake.
Yeah, and then we went to Third Alpine Lake.
Yeah, which was mostly talus.
Yep, our favorite. I actually really enjoyed working our way around that lake. A little scramble in the middle, and then we had the 3rd class scramble at the end to exit the lake.
You get to the end of the lake and you just have
open air.
It was so different. It was really...
It was like an infinity lake.
Yeah. Little did we know
that our day was really just getting started. The description made it seem straightforward, and it was not straightforward.
It was convoluted.
It was really confusing.
Basically, we were rounding a mountain, okay?
Yeah.
But there's no trail. We're doing a U-turn into another basin. Yeah. And this terrain was so shitty.
Oh my God. It was just thick ass trees.
Yeah.
Huge boulders.
You couldn't see where you were going. Small cliffs, but couldn't navigate them.
Yeah.
Poisonous plants. Trying to follow the map, but it's not making any sense. I hate that kind of stuff. My mental state was depleting quickly.
Yeah.
And oh my God, I lost it. I got to the bottom of that thing and screamed so loud.
That was warranted.
Thank you. It just set me in this mental state where I was just like, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore.
And then we had to climb Camp Pass.
Not pass.
And it was just so steep and loose and hot. Oh my God.
We stopped at some point and we had lunch.
Yeah.
And I started to feel really sick. Like I was going to throw up. I broke down. I almost cried and I was like, I think we need to bail. I literally just thought I was going to give up today. I took some time, and I was like, you know what? This is hard and it's going to continue to be hard. And I can rise to meet the occasion because my legs feel fine.
Yeah,
you
my
know?
major muscle groups actually feel good.
I came out here to have fun and to have an adventure, but like, I think the adventure is more of the personal journey I'm going to undergo than necessarily like, wee, yay.
Yeah, there's not a lot of wee yay.
Yeah, there's a lot of grit and a lot of fight. I decided that I was going to dive in and accept the journey. Take the good with the bad, be present.
I feel like about the time you made this decision, I was starting to tank.
Yep.
I was feeling like pretty okay for most of the day. At the end of the day, I'm just like, oh my God, I'm tired. And I just want something to be easy. And then I stepped in the water in my camp sock. At some point, lost my water filter.
Yeah.
I think thrashing through trees.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, it was tucked in a side pocket and it was carabiner to a strap.
Yeah, with a climbing rated carabiner.
And it detached from my bag and fucked off into the wilderness.
Yeah, I'm just thankful we brought two.
Yes, thank God.
And we have Aquamira.
Yeah, everything has just felt really hard today. And
Yeah.
there hasn't really been an easy moment at all. It's exhausting, like
Yeah.
mentally, emotionally, physically.
Absolutely, absolutely. Had to go up Hay Pass. We are cross-countrying our way across a basin, listening to thunder come in from all sides.
Good times.
In a storm that rapidly developed right when I had to do some foot care.
Oh, but there was 0% chance rain on the forecast.
Yeah, yeah, that was lightning, wasn't it? Yeah, under here. And we're running. In case you were wondering, we're okay. We're fine. Caught us by surprise. We got into Gank Basin.
Yeah, just 3 miles trekking through a bog. Yeah. But I thought we did a really good job in that cross-country section.
We came into here,
Yeah.
and it was back to where we started.
It's just more talus hopping and navigating.
Yeah.
We made it halfway, which I think it was a really good push today.
But we had the most fire sunset. It was like the mountains were like, yeah, we're roughing you up a bit, but here you go.
Remember, like, this is pretty too.
All right, we're out. We're tired. Good
Yeah,
night.
good
Goodbye.
night.
Hello.
Hello.
We are coming to you from Lower Bonneville Lake.
And it is lovely.
Today, we're going to come into it with a new attitude. We're like, you know what? We're going to just try our best to just seize the day.
Yes. Yeah, we're just going to roll with it. We know it's going to be hard.
Yep.
We're just going to take it as it comes.
Yeah, and we did a very good job doing that.
Yeah, I think so. We had the second half of Long Lake to navigate.
Okay, yes,
so
we
we were
did.
talus hopping again this morning.
So we started off bright and early with some talus. I think that if you ever want to do the Wind River High Route, you should expect to be on talus for at least 3 hours a day.
Yeah, at least.
Every day.
Least. We went around another lake and then we climbed a very short but very steep grass pass.
Grass Pass. Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah, I know. That feels like it was not today, but it was.
We were making our way to Halls Lake, and the description made it seem like it was going to be real vibey and probably pretty miserable.
It wasn't that bad.
But it was just kind of like meandering around.
Yeah.
Gentle.
Trying to contour as best we could.
The willows were only like knee high at worst.
Yeah.
Like, it was actually very pleasant. And we both made a comment where we were like, you know, when we looked at this route, I thought more of the cross country would be this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it really wasn't.
Yeah, Halls is beautiful. And yeah, the navigating around Halls wasn't bad at all.
Then from Halls, we did some more kind of contoury stuff.
Then we walked into Middle Fork Basin and then picked up the Middle Fork Trail, which was not as traily as I was hoping.
Yeah. The willows went from being knee high to waist high.
Yeah. And the trail, for whatever
high.
reason, decided to just whack through the willows.
Yeah. We did more willow whacking on that trail than we did
Cross country.
And we took a lunch break there and we went skinny dipping twice.
Yeah, it was so nice. The lake is massive, which is crazy. I had this view of like some really intense peaks at the other end of the lake.
It was incredible.
So we had to leave the Middle Fork Trail and then you hit Lee's Lake, you contour a little bit, and then you turn up.
Yeah, just up.
Where exactly is unclear.
Yeah.
It's like real unclear.
Yeah. You turned up, but you went at it at an angle.
Oh, God.
God, if you peak bag at all or anything like that, just imagine the steepest grass ramp, except for instead of grass, you have to choose between willows up to your tits or big boulder talus.
Yeah, it's not great.
We did that for about, I don't know, 700 vertical feet.
Yeah.
And while you're going up, though, Morodor appears.
Yes, Lord
Pronghorn
Lord
Peak
yes.
is a scene.
Yes.
When you look at it from Middle Fork, it looks like one prominent peak. It is not.
It was insane.
Oh my God. And it was like sun showering and I couldn't stop staring at it. But at the same time, I was in hell.
Oh my God, yes.
We misread the topo and we ended up ascending like way far to the right.
I misread the topo too, but a scale is so hard because the peak is so big. Like,
Yeah.
the scale is really hard to understand.
Yeah. You're like, I don't get what I'm looking at. We were climbing a mountain instead of the pass. It got loose. It was really
But
steep.
like more dirt?
It was sketchy.
Oh, it was gross.
It was so gross. And then the pass just wouldn't show up.
Oh my God, no. I was just like, okay, it's going to be over this next thing. No, it's going to be over this. No.
Nope. We scramble up a little cliff band. Nope.
Nope.
Scramble up a little cliff band. Nope.
Finally.
Yeah, and we were worried about storms. Like,
Yes.
it was kind of hard to see what was coming. It was kind of hard to figure out. The weather was shifting around. It
There
was
was
like
a lot
dark
of
clouds.
Yeah.
But it didn't really give that thunderstorm vibe to us. So we were like, I think we're okay. And I'm a little concerned that looking at the map, there is a lot more steep downhill.
Yeah.
And it was very effing steep.
It was so steep. Oh my God. And we were following
Grass ledges.
Yeah,
Grass and dirt ledges.
Yep. Just trying to
Bypassing cliffs. It was very heads up. But luckily, there was a use trail. We had to dodge rain twice.
Yeah, it was getting windy. The clouds were very dark.
And we were kind of like, ugh. So we sat under an overhung boulder while a squall blowed through.
Let's descend.
We were scampering on in, and it was really nice. Like, this is the first time we've had trees in 5 days.
Yeah,
and we had enjoyed camp. Sunset was really pretty, the lake's really still, and now we're just relaxing.
Yeah.
Well, we'll come talk to you tomorrow. Bye. Hello. It is day 6 of the Wind River High Route. And we are about 3 miles from where we started our day.
Yes.
This is about to take a turn. I'll just start off by saying we had a nice morning.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It was warm. And we had to gain a pass. The pass was fortunately pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, I don't remember it being that bad. We took a little break at the top. And the backside of the pass is all large to extra large talus.
That felt accurate.
And we had to descend part of it, move through a flat, large talus field, and then hit some grassy ledges, then descend down a steeper talus gully to get to where we need to go. So that sets the stage. Things have taken a pretty serious turn. You're coming off of Raid Pass, kind of going in a squeeze between boulders, and Kat's foot slipped, and they cannot wait it. So we have been trying to make our way down to this little lakelet. We've splinted their leg with a pole. I've got Kat's pack and all the heavy stuff in my bag. I think we're gonna try to get to this lake because there's lots of flat ground. And we will have water. We have 2 days of food. We're gonna figure it out. There's really nothing we could have done. Any of these things just kind of happen out here. And it's scary. We're both a little scared, but we're both pretty strong people. And we've alerted our emergency contact to what's going on. The lake we're aiming for is right down there. It's just kind of like a lot to take in right now, like emotionally. You know, it's my best friend, and it really sucks.
I don't even know exactly what happened, but I think my right foot got stuck in some talus, and then as I went to step forward and my left foot fell in a hole, I took a fall. I fell like face first, and my foot crunched. It hurt like a motherfucker. As soon as we started moving forward, I was like, I am having a really hard time weighting my right foot. We have a really high pain tolerance. Just stepping on it was like a 6 out of 10, and then anytime it was flexed, it was like 10 out of 10. This is horrible pain. I just kept telling myself, you're a bad bitch.
Yeah.
You can get this done.
Yeah, we were screaming that literally out loud.
Yes.
We have to get off this hill.
Yeah.
We can't just stay in the talus field.
No, it's also like not a good place for us to be. Meg took my pack for a little bit so I could just focus on moving through the talus, which was really helpful, but it was really slow going.
I would go down a little, look up, be like, okay, Kat, like this is the path of least resistance, and just rinse and repeat. And we did that for I think probably like 20-30 minutes.
Yeah.
And when you told me it got worse, I was like, okay, I think we need to call SAR.
Yeah.
So Kat's behind me being a fat ass, dude. I don't know how they're doing it. Do you want the pole? Okay.
No, this is good. I'm doing okay.
Okay. He's called SAR. We believe they're going to be sending a chopper. At least they're talking about it. I am going to try to sprint off towards flat ground so I can mark a
landing spot for the helicopter, which is going to require me to haul heavy rocks into a big X. It's hard. There's juggling a lot of messages, trying to direct Cat. Cat's killing it. This is scary. This is really scary. No one ever thinks of having to do this, but you need to be self-sufficient out here. You also need to understand when you are in trouble. And there's, oh, I'm having an epic, and there's fucking trouble. And this is fucking trouble. We can't move more than a quarter mile an hour. You can barely wait it. On any uneven terrain, it's impossible to wait. If you think it's broken, it's probably broken. We are 25 miles from our car. Like, there's just no way, you know? We're just puffing tough, gonna figure it out. Break a foot out here. Doesn't matter where you are. You can't really get out. What are we gonna do? Take 6 days to get out of here? Like, not gonna happen. It's a hard call to make when you're in it, though, right? The thing I think is shitty is that culturally in the mountains, people shit on people who call SAR, because there are a lot of dumbasses who come out unprepared. We are not prepared. Let me be very clear. We are very prepared to be here. We have worked very hard to be here. And I have mad respect for the emergency response teams. They're here for a reason. It's amazing that we have technology that lets us contact them. I, of course, am not the one who is hurt, so I am just trying to keep it together for the team. I just want to cry really bad.
And when you hit the SAR button, it's a pretty intense experience. It beeps like
He beeps a lot.
incessantly for 20 seconds to be like, you are falling SAR. They have like a Garmin dispatch, and then they relay you to a local dispatch, and then they relay you to a local coordinator. I have 3 people who are talking to me, plus spouse.
Yeah.
You're running through your things where you're like, okay, like, how are the vitals? How is, like, you know, obviously skeletal muscle, something's going on. Okay, we have to have like a good mental pace. Everyone needs to remain calm. Like, you need to like have a level head, and you need to just take the next step you need to take, right? If you don't have experience in your partnership with the person you're out with, or with yourself, or with doing these types of things, it can be extremely overwhelming. And like, you know, Kat, I'm sure you got overwhelmed today. Like,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
and let it out. But like, and then you allow for that. You're like, okay.
All right. And then you move forward.
And then you move forward, you know?
Yep.
So we try to just stay calm and stay positive. And
Things weren't compounding, which was really awesome. Where it was
Yeah.
like, okay, like this is a problem, but we're not adding problems to problems.
we built a huge...
And you said we, but you.
Yeah, yeah.
You were doing all of this.
And in the middle of it, we put the pack cover.
Yes.
Pole in the ground, and took my camp shirt, which is neon yellow, and put it on the pole.
No. Do you have anything to say? Or do you want to remain?
Fuck.
There's the famous foot.
But I can't bend it. I can't flex it.
Can't flex it, can't bend it. It just is where it is.
Is.
I can see your ankle is very swollen.
Yes, yes.
So,
I think it's pretty fun.
yeah. But you know what? We did it. We powered through. It was hard. We cried a lot.
Yep.
But we knew what to do and get into action.
I'm really proud of us. I feel like
Yeah.
we did the thing.
Yeah, we did. We did. I'm proud of us too. We've been in shitty situations before. This is probably the shittiest, but
Yep.
like, we worked well as a team.
Yep. We got where we needed to be.
Yep. Yeah. We can still hear it. This is a little bit different than we thought it would be, but I think it's complicated in here.
Yeah, it's windy.
It's windy, you're surrounded by steep shit. I don't know jack shit about helicoptering other than I know it can be very dangerous.
Yep.
I'm filtering water by this peaceful little stream and waterfall here. Cats hanging out in the shade. So the helicopter came through. They couldn't land because it's too windy. Gonna try again in an hour. We're doing okay. I think it's just like settling in, everything that happened. My friend's in good hands, moving around, doing all the things, making sure that they're keeping off their foot, which now I can't move it. There's a lot of emotion and a lot of unknown and fear, and are we gonna spend the night here? Which is fine, we can, but it's gonna be a real uncomfortable night for Kat. You're kind of just stuck waiting, which is fine. It's not life-threatening. We have food, we have water, we have shelter, we have warm layers. We're prepared. It's not like we're stuck on a rope team on the side of a wall or anything like that. We gotta wait for someone to come up or hike up. So it's kind of a best case scenario of a bad scenario. Hour 3.
Hour 3.
Set up our shelter.
We are sheltered from the storm that's rolling in.
Yeah, that's slowly cruising in.
Yep.
SAR told us that they're waiting for the storm to pass and they will try again.
Yeah, we're getting the lounging camp time we didn't know we wanted.
Yeah, the one we've been asking for all trip.
Yep.
Yeah, well, joke's on us.
Yep, I know. Never again.
Yeah, but
I feel like we're in decent spirits. We're definitely like very, very safe. Very, our needs are met.
It's 3:40. It's been raining for about 2 hours. Finally calming down. They're getting ready to launch again, I think. And we are just gonna let them know when it's not windy anymore. Some guy stopped by to see if we were okay because he saw the chopper and he's with a group of Knowles students. And he said we looked very visible, so that was a good sign. Attempt to... They're on their way, and the anticipation's killing me. We're like worried about every little breeze. Like, can they land in this? Can they land in that?
Every time the wind blows, I'm like,
oh. It's 6 o'clock.
All right.
They told us they will not be coming tonight due to weather.
Yes.
As you can see, the weather is just fine here.
It was real nice.
But where they are located, the winds are apparently horrendous, and they can't launch. And they are bummed. They said they'll be here at 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
We're going to make camp. We're a little bit upset, understandably.
Yeah.
Kat's going to have a long night.
It's gonna be a long night. I'm not super happy about it.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. And like, yeah, hopefully we'll get out of here first thing in the morning and then we can deal with everything else.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Bye. 6 a.m.
Good morning.
Good morning. We just had a very night's sleep.
Yeah, it was not good.
Not good. Yeah. Cat was...
Not get comfortable. My foot was like just throbbing most of the night.
Yeah. Which we knew was going to happen, but doesn't mean you're any more happy about it.
Yeah.
And my mental state went into a tailspin when I woke up at like 3 a.m.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Kind of gathering things, sort of packing.
Hopefully we'll get picked up.
Yeah.
It's going on like hour 20, so that would be nice.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
just so you know.
Yep. Been out here for a minute.
Here comes our ride. Please.
Please land, please.
You just... I wish I had some revelation to share with you, a poignant piece of wisdom that would wrap this story up in a pretty bow and send you on your way. But that's not life, and our experience in the outdoors are a direct reflection of life in its rawest form. As the helicopter touched down, I was overwhelmed by emotion. I couldn't stop weeping, mostly out of relief, and happiness. I could finally pass on the responsibility to someone else after 20 hours of manning our own rescue. The only thing that tops that outpour of emotion was the birth of my own child. Once we touched down at the airstrip, we were both transferred via ambulance to the Pinedale emergency room. Sublette County Tip-Top Search and Rescue put their lives on the line to get us out of the winds, and I owe them more than words could ever express. Their kindness went beyond just a helicopter ride. I was able to debrief with one of the volunteers since he drove me to my car at the Big Sandy Trailhead. He was so impressed with how he handled everything. The team swore one of us was an emergency responder. That's about the highest compliment I could get from someone who has years of experience plucking people from precarious places. His only recommendation was that I carry a signal mirror, and he even went above and beyond to give me one from his kit. Kat had 6 broken bones in her foot. The injury required near immediate orthopedic surgery, and she's now at home recovering. I'm still in awe at their tenacity to self-rescue from the top of Raid Pass. It's hard to pull apart being helicoptered from the incredible experience we had in the days leading up to our rescue. Combined, we have over 30 years of backpacking experience. We are both Alpine climbers, and we have about 200 mountain summits under our belts. It was a privilege to be in places that so few people have the skills or endurance to reach. I'll never forget the endless rocky basins, countless lakes sparkling in the afternoon sun, and the awe-inspiring mountains that were too enormous to truly comprehend. I may not have a pretty lesson or a glass-half-full outlook, but I do know that this adventure changed me. Forever. check in with us when we're exhausted later.
Yeah.
All right, that's awesome.